Welcome to Elias Academy. So this is another class, statistical graph. And this is statistical what? Graph. Whereby our discussion here will be based on pie charts, bar charts, histogram, etc. So we are starting with pie charts. A pie chart is a circular diagram in which each sector of the circle represents a given frequency expressed in degree. Pie chart is in form of circle. Is in the form of what? Circle. Whereby we have sections, we have divisions within the circle. Each of them is represented with particular values, and those values are represented in we represent them in degrees. We represent them in degrees. So we have example here. So we are going to use the example to explain more on pie chart. This example here below is the breakdown of a weekly expenditure of a household. A weekly expenditure of what? Household. Rice 600, beans 250, provisions 120, meat 220, vegetables 120, transport 260, garri 200. Draw a pie chart for the data. So that's what we want to do now. So before we draw the pie charts, we need to do some calculations. So we need to get the sectorial. So from here we have the expenditure. Here I have my amounts. So we have rice. So rice is 600. These are the details and their amounts. So we want to calculate for the sectorial angle. So by the time you add the whole of this, 600 plus 250 will give us 850. So then 850 plus 120 give us 970. So you add everything together, we are going to get 1,800. The total will give us 1,800. So to calculate for sectorial angle now, to calculate for sectorial angle, so will now be 600 over 1/8 times 360 degree over 1. So let's do the calculation. So by doing that, 600 times 360 divided by 1,800 will give us 120 degree. So this one will now be 250 divided by 1,800. This 1,800 times 360 over 1. So this will give us 50 degree. This will give us 50 degree. Then 120 over 1/8 times 360 over 1. So this will give us 24 degree. 24 degree. Then the next one is 230 over 1/8 times 360 over 1. So this will give us 46 degree. 46 degree. The next one is 140 over 1/8 times 360 over 1 will give us 28 degree. Will give us 28 degree. And the transport 260 times 1/8 times 360 over 1. So that one will give us 52 degree. 52 degree. Then 200 over 1/8 times 360 times 360 over 1. So which will give us 40 degree. So by the time you add all this together, it will give us 360. It will give us 360. So next is to draw our pie chart. So we want to draw our pie chart. From here, we want to represent our details. That is where you will need your math sets. You will need your math sets to calculate each of these. So from here, I want to assume. So the higher figure here now The highest figure here is 120. The highest figure is one which is rice. Let me give rice, which is rice. Rice is 120 degree. So our beans is 50, followed by beans. Let me give beans. Beans is 50 degree. Then after beans, followed by provisions. Provision is 24 degree. Provision 24 degree. So after provision, what we have next is meat. Meat is 46 degree. Meat 46 degree. So after meat, we have vegetables. Vegetables is 28 degree. Vegetables is 28 degree. Vegetable 28 degree. So after vegetable, we have transport. Transport is 52. Transport is 52. Transport is 52. Transport is 52. Transport. And the last one is garri, which is 40. So that is how to draw our pie chart. So the next one we are moving to now is histogram. We are moving to histogram. So we want to do histogram, but histogram is equivalent to bar chart. So let's first of all look into bar chart, then we now go back to histogram, because histogram is equivalent to what? Bar chart. So we want to discuss a bar chart. A bar chart is a chart in which rectangular shapes are used to represent frequency. Rectangular shapes are used to represent frequency. Now, the rectangle have equal width. Any rectangle you want to draw must have what? Equal width. That is, their size, their breadth must not be bigger than each other. But the length can vary based on the number of items. For example, the length of this rectangle cannot be the same. 4,000 cannot be the same with 1,500. But their width have to be the same size. They have to be what? The same size. Now, if you look at this table now, we have the table below shows the number of items. Number of items produced by Ehlers Ventures over a 5 years period. So we want to represent this in bar charts. So let us start. So my measurements here, we have 1,500 and the highest value is 5,000. Then I will measure my own like this. Let me see. So this will be 1,000. This will be 2,000. This will be 3,000. This will be 4,000. And this will be what? 5,000. So we want to draw bar charts. And bar chart, there is gap between them. So the first one, 1991. 1991 is 4,000. 1991 is 4,000. I will stop at 4,000. So this one is 1991. So the other one is 1992. So 1992 is 1,500. Half of this 1,015. Then the other one is 1993. The gap between this and this must be the same. This gap and this gap must be the same. So 1993 is 3,000. I will drop this to 3,000. 3000. This is my 3000. So this must be the same with this. Their size must be the same. Their width, which we are talking about, that one is 9093. So if you look at the board, we have represented this thing very well. So now if you look at it, our 1991 is 4000. This is the 4000 here down to this place. 1991. 1992 is 15. This is our 15. 1992. 1993 is 3000. This point of 3000 down. Then our 1994 is 2500. 2500. Then our 1995 is 5000. So this place is the years and this place is item produced. This place is what? Item produced. That's how to calculate and how to draw everything about bar charts. So we still have a lot of questions on how to solve bar charts. In the exam, they will just draw this one for you. They will now ask you to use it to answer question. So from this here now, if you have to calculate the most, the highest mode is here is 5000. So let's look at how we can use this to answer question like mode and median. So let me draw another graph on this, then we answer questions under it. So as you can see this graph, now we use this graph to answer two questions. From this graph now, what is the mode? What is the mode? So the mode now will now be girls. The mode is the girls. Why? They have the highest frequency. Highest frequency of what? Of 5. They have the highest frequency of 5. Now the next question is, how many people are there all together? How many people are there all together? Now let's start. Infants. Total now. Infant is how many? 2. Plus boys. Boys, they are 1. Then girls. Girls are 5. Plus women. Women are 4. Plus men. Women are 3, sorry. Then men, they are 4. 2 plus 1, 3. Plus 5, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. That's how we can use bar charts to answer questions in examination. So the next one we want to do now is our histogram. Is our what? Histogram. So this is a histogram. A histogram is a graphical representation of a frequency distribution. So the vertical axis represents the frequency. That is the vertical, the standing axis like this. So we use this place for our frequency. Vertical axis represents the frequency, while the horizontal axis represents the variables. So the variables in terms of anything you want to use, like beans, rice, all those things. Now the histogram differ from other charts like bar charts. So no gaps between histogram. We don't put gaps in histogram. Histogram can be used to solve questions on a group data. Can be used for grouped data. So the gap I'm saying is this. There won't be anything like gap. So this is what we are going to have. So they will join together. So let's take some example, or let's take example. We want to construct histogram with this information. The following is the record of students offering various subjects in the high school: chemistry 9, physics 12, technical drawing 4, economics 11, home management 16, Yoruba 6. So we have to construct histogram. So let me just clean up here. So from here now, so that is how we can represent histogram. That is how we represent histogram. The first one is chemistry. So our chemistry is 9. This is 9. Then our physics is 12. This is 12. From year to year is 12. And our technical drawing is 4. Our technical drawing is 4. While our economics is 11. This is 11 after 10. Our economics is 11. So our home management is 16. This is 16 here. And then our Yoruba is 6. Thank you. We meet in the next class. If you have any question, our WhatsApp group is still there. Drop your comments, drop your question. We will surely attend to your question. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.